The Echoing Screams, Chapter 1. The Move Next. New House Day. The sun is shining brightly as the Miller family pulls up to their new house in a quiet suburban neighborhood. The house is a beautiful two-story Victorian with a well-kept garden. John Miller, a man in his late 30s, steps out of the car, followed by his wife, Mary, and their two children, Emma 10 and Ben 7. John, well, here we are, our new home. Mary, it's perfect. I can't wait to get settled in. The kids run excitedly towards the house, exploring their new surroundings. New House Day. The family begins unpacking, the house filled with the sounds of laughter and chatter. Mary notices a strange old-fashioned key hanging on a hook by the front door. She picks it up, examining it curiously. Mary, John, look at this. I wonder what it's for. John, probably for some old door or cabinet. We'll figure it out later. As the day turns into evening, the family sits down for dinner, enjoying their first meal in their new home. Chapter 2. The First Night at Emma's bedroom. Night. Emma is tucked into bed, her favorite stuffed animal clutched in her arms. John kisses her goodnight and turns off the light. John, good night, sweetheart. Sleep tight. Emma, good night, Daddy. Master bedroom. Night. John and Mary lie in bed, discussing their plans for the house. Mary, think we should paint the living room. Maybe a nice, soft blue. John, sounds good to me. We'll make this place our own. Suddenly, a distant, echoing scream pierces the silence. They both sit up, startled. Mary, did you hear that? John, yeah, I did. Probably just the wind or something. The screams continue, faint but unsettling. John gets out of bed and checks on the kids, finding them fast asleep. Hallway. Night. John returns to the bedroom. The screams now silent. John, the kids are fine. Must have been my imagination. Mary nods, but they both lie awake, unease settling over them. Chapter 3. The investigation begins. Living room day. The next morning, the family continues unpacking. John decides to explore the basement, curious about the old key. Basement day. The basement is dark and musty, filled with old furniture and boxes. John finds a locked door and tries the key. It fits perfectly. He opens the door to reveal a small, hidden room. Hidden room day. The room is empty except for an old, dusty trunk. John opens it, finding old photographs and documents. One photo catches his eye, a family standing in front of the house, looking happy. The back of the photo reads, The Hendersons, 1947. John to himself, who were you? Living room day. John shows Mary the photo and documents. Mary, maybe we should look into the history of the house. See if we can find out who the Hendersons were. John agrees, and they begin their research. Chapter 4. The Chilling Discovery. Library day. John and Mary sit at a table, surrounded by old newspapers and records. Mary finds an article about the Henderson family. Mary, John, listen to this. The Henderson family mysteriously disappeared in 1948. Neighbors reported hearing screams coming from the house every night. John feels a chill run down his spine. John, that sounds like what we heard last night. They continue reading, discovering that the Hendersons were never found, and the house was abandoned for years before being sold. Chapter 5. The Screams Returned. Kitchen night. Mary prepares dinner while John helps the kids with their homework. The atmosphere is tense, everyone on edge after their discovery. As the clock strikes midnight, the distant screams return, louder and more anguished than before. Emma, Mommy, what's that noise? Mary. It's nothing, sweetheart, just the wind. But the screams continue, growing more desperate. John and Mary exchange worried glances. Living room night. John grabs a flashlight and heads towards the basement, determined to find the source of the screams. Basement night. John searches the hidden room again, looking for any clues. The screams echo around him, making it hard to concentrate. He notices a loose floorboard and pries it up, revealing a small, hidden compartment. It. Hidden compartment. Night. Inside the compartment, John finds an old journal. He flips through the pages, reading about the Hendersons' final days. The journal describes a haunting presence in the house, driving the family to madness. Journal entry voiceover: they come every night, the screams. We can't escape them. We are trapped in this nightmare. John realizes the screams are the echoes of the Hendersons' torment, trapped in the house for eternity. Chapter 6. Confronting the past. Living room night. John returns upstairs, the journal in hand. He shows it to Mary, and they read the horrifying details together. Mary: have to do something. We can't live like this. Johnny: think the spirits are trapped. We need to help them move on. They decide to perform a cleansing ritual, hoping to free the spirits. Chapter 7. The ritual. Basement night. John and Mary gather candles, salt, and sage, following instructions they found online for a cleansing ritual. They light the candles and spread the salt in a circle, chanting the incantations. Mars: spirits of the Henderson family, we are here to help you find peace. Move on from this place and find rest. The temperature drops and the screams intensify, filling the basement with an almost unbearable noise. The candles flicker wildly, and a cold wind whips around them. John: release you from this house. Go in peace. The screams reach a deafening crescendo, then suddenly stop. The air grows still and warm again. Chapter 8. Peace at last. Living room night. John and Mary sit together on the couch, holding hands, their hearts still racing. Marito: you think it worked? Johnny: thinks so. The screams are gone. They look around, the house now feeling calm and serene. The tension that had filled the air is gone, replaced by a sense of peace. Chapter 9. Moving forward. New house day. The next morning, the family enjoys breakfast together, the atmosphere light and happy. Emma and Ben play in the yard, their laughter echoing through the house. Mari: it feels different now. Lighter. John: yeah, I think we finally helped them move on. Living room day. John and Mary continue unpacking, settling into their new home with a renewed sense of hope. They hang the photo of the Henderson family on the wall, a reminder of the spirits they helped free. John: new beginnings. Marito: new beginnings. They embrace, knowing that their family is safe, and their home is truly theirs. Fade out.